Alright, so I had a lot of people asking, like, oh, I'm getting into SWTOR, I want to play a sniper, what spec should I play? The answer is Marksman. Marksman is the most basic sniper class that they have in the game, and I'm going to give a quick, very basic introduction of how not to be absolutely garbage while playing Marksman. Marksman basically breaks down into 4 abilities: Snipe, Ambush, Penetrating Blast, and Follow Through, and they all feed into each other. So the first ability is going to be Snipe. Snipe has a 1.5 second activation time. It's your basic damaging attack. And so what you'll see here is that as I activate these snipes, I'm building stacks of ambush and I'm unlocking follow through. So after it doesn't want to evade, or doesn't want to work. After 2 snipes, you'll unlock follow through, which is kind of your filler ability. All of your primary abilities will unlock follow through. So you can see here it's on cooldown. Oh, it's off cooldown. My primary ability is spend. Oh, I can spend follow through. Ambush is going. Oh, look, I can spend follow through. You want to be clicking follow through every time it comes off of cooldown. So back to the abilities. So again, Snipe, cast twice, and follow through. This unlocks a faster version of Ambush. Ambush typically has a 2-second cooldown, but if with these stacks of zeroing shots, it reduces to a 1.5 second cooldown. So here's without the stacks. Again, 2-second cast time. With the stacks, though, so 1, 2 of zeroing shots, we're going to have about a 1.5 second cast. Boom, boom. Very nice, very handy. The final ability is called Penetrating Blast. This does a high amount of damage over an extended period of time. It doesn't flow as much with the other 2 abilities, but it does do a lot of damage and it flushes out a rotation. Speaking of that rotation, the rotation basically breaks down into 2 snipes. Oh, whenever it wants to stop evading. 2 snipes, 1 snipe, 2 snipe, follow through, ambush, follow through, penetrating blast, follow through. That is the basic 101. If you're going to play Marksman, you need to understand that basic rotation of snipe, follow through, ambush, follow through, penetrating blast, follow through. You can even line them up on your hotbar, just back and forth and back and forth. It's super simple. Just walk your fingers down the aisle. So snipe, follow through, ambush, follow through, penetrating blast, follow through. Now there is a couple of offensive cooldowns you need to be aware of here. The first is going to be Sniper Volley. So what Sniper Volley does is it takes your penetrating blast off a cooldown. So as you do 2 penetrating blasts in a row, it helps flush out your rotation. You basically want to keep that on cooldown. Anytime that you cast penetrating blast, use your Sniper Volley, and then it'll essentially just do more damage, right? The second is going to be target acquired. This increases your armor penetration by a significant amount. Basically, if you're targeting a tank or like a tank or something like a power tech or a boss, it's going to let you pen that armor a little bit more, do a little more base damage, etc. The next is going to be Laze Target. Laze Target makes your next ambush crit automatically. You basically want to have it on cooldown. It's one of the first major offensive cooldowns you unlock in the game. Very nice, very easy to use, kind of just set it and forget it. I try to tab it as quickly as possible, just because by the time ambush comes back around in the rotation, it's gonna be off a cooldown. So as soon as you see your Laze Target off, go ahead and use it. The final ability that we want to keep on as much as possible is Corrosive Dart. What Corrosive Dart does is it applies a debuff that increases your damage by 5%, I think from all targets, or all ranged attacks at least. So this is going to help out your mercs, it's going to help out you. Very nice ability, and does a fair amount of damage. So the set you want to be using here is probably Established Foothold. There's an argument to be made for Precise Targeter if you want to be rolling around and ambushing people all day. But what Established Foothold does is it makes you do more damage while entrenched. A trench is one of your defensive abilities. It lasts for about 25 seconds. And so what happens is once you pop in trench, you're going to build these stacks and increase your damage by, I think, 3% a stack. So by the time you hit 5 stack, it's 15% extra damage. Very nice, tasty. There's 2 tacticals to be running here. Agitating energies is what I like to run, just because I think it does more consistent damage, especially if you're targeting the same target. So if you're trying to target down a healer, or if you have like a power tech that just keeps on running in, if you pop Agitating Energies, what it does is every time you do damage with Penetrate and Blast and Follow Through, it will tick and refresh your Corrosive Dart. You can see here the timer on this is not dropping down, so we'll let it drop for a little bit. And now once I hit my follow through, boom, it'll do a little extra damage. The alternative option is going to be the differential targeting system. Oh, never mind, combat. It might take a hot second here. How this works is you roll, and then you instantly do an ambush that does 30% more damage. It's some might call it a little bit broken. It's great for really quick burst. So Thunk does a lot of very quick damage that you can kind of catch people off guard with. I like my consistent Agitating Energies damage, but it's really up to what you would like to be running. With the established foothold set, your entrenched cooldown is only 35, or is usually 45 seconds, but I'm taking the Pillbox Sniper utilities. I'm going to walk through these real quick. So the very basic utilities that I take is Ballistic Dampeners. Every time you enter cover, it absorbs a bunch of damage. Snapshot to get easier snipes off. And then Vital Regulators. This only does 2% of your health every 3 seconds. This is useful for proccing relics, and 2% of your health every 3 seconds is pretty nice, actually. When you convert it down to heals per second, it's not great, but maybe 1k HPS just constantly on you, which is pretty tasty. In Masterful, I take Reestablished Range, and what this does is it allows your countermeasures to make you fly across the map like a madman. It also breaks roots, which is really handy, especially in PvP. And then what it also does is it makes your Penetrating Blast knock the target back 10 meters, which is a little abusive. You can knock it, so you can start off with a cover pulse and knock people away, and then when they come back, you Penetrate and Blast them, and then they get knocked away again, and then you can even Sniper Volley and knock them away again. It's a little filthy. And then finally I take Hold Your Ground, which essentially reduces the cooldown of a bunch of your abilities. Very nice. Then in Heroic, I take Tactical Retreat because it gives you a little heal on your covered escape. 10% of your health doesn't sound like a lot, but it can turn into a lot over time. Then I take Deployed Shields for a passive 5% DR. Again, when you're a sniper, a lot of people will try to target you down, so just having that extra straight 5% DR all the time is nice. And then Pillbox Sniper. What this does is it reduces your Entrench cooldown by 15 seconds, which builds very nicely with our established foothold gear, right? So it basically means that we're going to be having that 15% damage buff up more than we're going to have it down. So very tasty. So now I'm going to try to play a PvP match and show you how it all works together, and hopefully explain some of the defensive cooldowns. Defensive cooldowns for Sniper are very simple. There's not that many. You have Shield Probe, which just absorbs like 30k damage. You have Evasion, which lets you essentially take no damage for 5 seconds. You have Covered Escape, which again rolls away and heals you for 10% of your health. And that's basically it. We have a Teleport Away and Hollow Locate. But for the most part, when it comes to defensive utilities or offensive abilities, it's easier to play with them yourself instead of having someone else explain to you how to use them. The one I don't see used enough is going to be Ballistic Shield and Diversion. What Diversion does is it reduces accuracy by 45% for 8 seconds. Very useful, especially in team fights. I mean, if I'm making half of the enemy team miss all their attacks or miss half of their attacks for 8 seconds, that can be a complete game changer in a fight. And then Ballistic Shield just reduces damage taken by all allies for 20%, or 20% of their damage for 20 seconds. Again, you combine the two of these. So you throw up your shields, and then you put down your Diversion, and suddenly you're only taking half of the actual attacks, and of those attacks that are actually hitting, you're only taking 80% of the actual damage. So that is the basic rundown of Sniper. Again, we'll run through that rotation one more time. with all the ticks and tricks going. So we're going to apply our dart. We're going to go snipe, snipe, follow through, ambush, follow through, penetrating blast, follow through, spend the sniper volley, penetrating blast, follow through. And that's really the world's most basic rotation. Snipe, snipe, follow through, ambush, follow through, penetrating blast, follow through. If you're just learning Marksman Sniper, this is the basic rotation you should nail down. Once in a while, especially when you don't have your sniper volley up, you're going to run into these little brief segments where there's a gap in between when your snipes come off and when your ambush is going. I like to fill that with a rifle shot just because it helps me manage my energy more. You're probably not going to run into a lot of energy issues with Marksman Sniper, especially with the established foothold set bonus. However, it's better to be safe than sorry. And I will say, if you are running into energy issues, don't wait until you're at 30% energy to deal with it, right? You want to be managing your energy so that if you're at 60%, take the L right then. Don't worry about like, oh, I can squeeze this out and make this happen again. Like, pop your adrenaline probe, and then if you have to, pop rifle shot for a while. It's better to dig yourself out of a 60% hole than it is to dig yourself out of a 0% hole. Because the way the energy works with Sniper is that the less energy you have, the slower it regenerates. So you can see why if you're at 0% energy, you're really screwing yourself over. That's the long and short of it. I'm going to cut the video here until we actually get the PvP pop, and then we can actually show you what's up. Alright, so kind of bad news. We got into an arena, which is going to be an interesting kind of focus a little more. I'll try to talk through what I'm going to do in every situation. I'm going to try to put down my halolocate back here, so that way if they do come after me, we can kind of pop out. So I'm thinking here we're going to go on the Sage. He doesn't have a lot of gear. Let me throw down my halo real quick. Boop. Alright, see where they're coming. Alright, this guy's playing engineering. That's okay. We'll start on this guy. Knock him back. Again, that's that knockback in action. We're going to evade out of this because that's all of his damage. We gotta find wherever that. Okay, we're using Diversion here. So what Diversion does for snipers is it knocks them out of cover, right? Which is kind of exactly what we're looking for. This Mara is all alone. Now I'm all alone. Okay, we're gonna teleport out of here because that's a bad place to be. We don't like being in bad places. We're going to help out our guy up here. This Guardian is all alone. We can probably just knock him down. There we go. And then we can just regen. So this way, by teleporting out and just knocking that one guy down, we can get out of combat, regen all our health. In Arena, it's much more important to stay alive than it is to actually do the most damage, right? So that's what we did. And now we can just free cast into this guy. Here comes the... Oh! Yikes. And you can see here is the tactical in action. It's just so much. We're gonna pop this guy out of his. Oh no, he rolled out of it. Never mind. All right, we're gonna finish off this guy real quick. Yikes! Yeah, that's a yikes amount of damage. He's gonna teleport away. Oh, he's down. Okay, hold up. Well, I know that that Sork is low and he's gonna heal up. But we have this guy alone, so let's just root him up. Oh, never mind. He's gonna. Wow, I did not go to plan at all. There we go. See, with that Sork teleporting away and trying to heal himself up, he completely abandoned his friend to die. You gonna really play this out? All right. We're back just to the basic rotation: ambush, follow through. Penetrating blast, well, if he's going to stay in line of sight. Penetrating blast, follow through. And that's the game. So, again, not super impressive damage, but winning the round's winning the round. Again, I'm going to put down my how locate back here so that way I can pop out whenever I see fit, especially if they're going to all jump me like that. That's a bad place to be for a sniper. You want to try to get them to focus down someone else if you can. You can always heroically run away. A good combination is leg shot somebody and countermeasures out of there. Heroically running away is a legitimate strategy. Don't be ashamed to do it. As you can see, this Sork is gonna be running down here. You can kind of watch where your guy's pointing if you have a guy targeted to see where the guy's actually running to. Okay, this is a bad place. But this Sork isn't alone. Alright, I'm alone now. We're gonna pop here. Okay, we're gonna get out of here just so that they don't all focus me down. Okay, this guy is out of cooldowns, I think. Yep, there we go. I'm gonna pop this guy out of cover. I'm probably gonna die here, so I'm gonna pop Impure Preparation, which knocks down all the cooldowns off of my, essentially resets all my cooldowns. I'm gonna roll out of this because this is a bad place to be, because that guy was gonna murder me real bad. We might not live this. I need off heals. We didn't get off heals. That's okay. We should have this game. All right, we are back. Gonna pull it out apparently. So I think this time we're just gonna go straight for the gunslinger. We're gonna pop him out of stealth, and then we're going, or not stealth, out of cover, and then we're gonna net a nuke him. Net slinger. I'm thinking I'm gonna set up down here, and I'm gonna pop over to the corner, and then what I'm gonna try to do is knock off the Guardian and the Mara when they come for me, but they're gonna try to run over to me first. So I'm just gonna sit back and let these guys come to me, right? While I rush out into the open when they're just gonna hold W to me. So like here comes the Mara from behind. Okay, that was unfortunate. Boy, this is not the place we want to be. Okay, we're getting out of here. Goodbye. We just gotta hope these guys don't follow. Again, heroically running away, a legitimate strategy. And then we're gonna heal up. We're just gonna see and hope that this guy... Okay, this guy wants to come in for me. Flashbang this guy. Okay, we got rid of this slinger. We're good. Okay. Gonna roll out of here. Again, they're just gonna chase me here, so this is fine. Alright. Alright, they're gonna come this way. Where are they? Alright, we're gonna knock this guy down. I believe Zahima's in the middle. We're just gonna heal up though. No offense, your sacrifice will not be in vain. Unless he lives. He lived! Look at him go! Alright, it's this guy. He's underneath. Where'd this guardian go? Hold up. Alright, there we go. There we go. And that's heroic running away and popping your cooldowns and doing no damage, but winning the match. I mean, if you're going to take 500,000 damage on a class that doesn't have any official self-heals, that's the way to do it. So, at the end of the day, that's Sniper in a nutshell. That's how to not be absolutely terrible. I'm not 1700 SR ranked or anything like that, but I've been playing this class for a long time. It's the fundamentals of Sniper. So, good luck to all of you new marksmen out there. Hope you enjoy the game, and hit some fat ambushes for me. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a tell or a message, I'll get back to you as soon as possibly can. So, y'all have a good one. Enjoy.